Rebecca radio show. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope everyone's week went well. Mine was pretty good, a little bit stressful, a little bit positive, a little bit of everything. So it was quite a good week for myself. I hope everybody else had a good one as well. Before I get into the predictions for the week, I really wanted to stress to all of you the importance of intent. And intent, the definition of intent is resolved or determined to do something. So if you could just choose to intend to follow through with anything you want for yourself, you'll be able to create it just by choosing and intending to do so. You have to want it bad enough. No one can fix your life or change life for you except for you. I get it. Yes, life is challenging. And until you start to see the challenges for what they are, which is opportunities, and challenges exist in this reality in order to motivate, teach, and bring about self-awareness. And the more that you use challenges for the tool that they were designed to be, the less intense and less frequently they'll occur. So, you do not have to exist here on earth to stay a victim your entire life. And I bring this up because I've had a couple of clients this week that have really been stuck in their stuff and, feeling like there's just no way out of their situations. And I know what that feels like. I've been in those situations myself plenty of times. But the one thing that always seems to motivate me is I look at the challenges as a challenge to overcome them and know that I'll be better off for it. And, if you can look at this world and this reality as a school, as a movie, you being the lead character, it sounds silly, but it's not all that real, it's here for growing, it's here for experience. So I hope, maybe that will uplift some of you that have been feeling a little stuck in your lives. So let's go ahead and get into tonight's predictions now that I dropped the heavy bomb. Tonight's predictions run through next Thursday, July 20th. Here's what you can expect for an overall theme. For the week ahead, then I'll get into specific areas of love, work, finances, health, and spirituality. These are general predictions for everyone who watches the show, whether you're watching live or after the fact. Either way, it's meant for everyone. Maybe not everything I talk about will apply to you, but I'm feeling pretty confident that a lot of it does. So it applies to my own life. So to me, I feel like, it's been kind of a good guide for myself, even just to have this tool for the week ahead. So the general theme, I feel everyone will be experiencing a combination of the following. It's going to be a little bit weird this week, energetically. So it's going to be a combination of new beginnings on several levels. I feel like health and vitality will be at a high point or higher than what you've been experiencing. So if you've been feeling a little fatigued and sluggish, expect things to pick up a little bit. I do feel like there's a turn for the better in fortune and wealth. I feel like gifts, money from unexpected sources could be happening this week. Overall, it feels like an optimistic, upbeat, and hopeful energy about the future. I do feel like there's energy of starting something new. So it could be career, love, something that some of us will be starting new. Now, then the weird energy that comes in for the week is there's this energy of indecision. So I feel like some of you will have brief bouts of indecisiveness in the week. So whether you're trying to figure out what movie to go see or where to have dinner, it'll be from minor situations like that to bigger situations where you need to make a decision and you kind of feel like, oh God, I don't want to decide. What am I going to do? And, just kind of roll with it and try not to get too stuck in it. So I do feel like some of you have been really indecisive for like a while now. And I do feel like you've been stuck because of your indecision. And this week, I feel like you'll start to realize that, this indecision, it could literally keep you stuck forever or have you sitting around waiting for the perfect time forever. So there will be a higher level of anxiety this week as well surrounding that. So you can expect to maybe feel a little bit more anxious to the point where you're going to realize, okay, I've got to just make this decision and do something. And the best way to relieve anxiousness is to deal with your feelings or take an action step. So it's one of those two things that has you feeling anxious. So, take a look at yourself and figure it out. And once you tackle it, then that anxiousness will lift. Work, for those of you employed, I feel like some of you may be at a loss about what to do in regard to your work situation. Like, I feel like there might be something going on and you're like, oh, do I go to HR and talk to them about it? Or do I just like leave it alone? Or I don't know, just this overall sensation of trying to figure out something with work. I do feel like some of you will be getting some advice from someone in a similar situation. So that could help with the decision that you need to make surrounding your situation at work. Some of you, I feel, will be moving to new positions next week or starting new responsibilities. So that's a positive. Some of you, I feel, are still wondering if you should quit or stay. And I do feel like you'll get the answer to that next week, whether you should quit your job or just tough it out. Those of you looking for work, I feel like some of you will be stepping outside of your box and coming up with innovative ways to like find work next week. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of you that are just like, aha, clever ideas, and boom, it's going to lead you down a path of success to finding a job. And then there's those of you that I feel are actually starting new jobs next week. Love. For some of you, this is the committed people, those of you that are in relationships. For some couples, I feel like one or both of you will be indecisive about something this week. So to me, it feels like it's going to be connected to the fear. Like fear is going to be really intense. And to me, it feels like a forward motion. So to me, it could be a fear of some sort of future something that is going to be intense, or it's going to be indecisiveness about timing. So the time just might not be right. If it's just fear holding you back, then you know the choice. Feel the fear and do it anyway. I mean, that's usually when you're going to be most successful, is just facing your fears and doing it. Some of you, I feel, will be reconnecting and enjoying that kind of like fresh new love feeling. So yay for everybody who's in that space. Looking for love, I feel some of you have like this specific list of the perfect partner for you. I mean, just detailed down to the like last step of whatever you could possibly come up with on a list for a person. I feel like this week you're finally going to realize how counterproductive that actually is, that this list is actually hurting you more than it is helping you. And there's a warning of be careful what you wish for. Your list might be so finite that when it shows up, you're going to be kicking yourself in the butt. So I do feel like a lot of you are going to be letting that go. And I feel like you're going to find yourself going out and having some fun. So, do that, please. Let go of the list. It's okay to have a little bit of a list, but no need to be fanatical about it. Let's see. I feel some of you, will be starting something new that's promising in the love department. So I feel like you're either going to meet somebody or you've been hanging out with someone and you decide to take it to the next level. But either way, I feel like there's some good energy for love. I definitely feel like you need to get out, you need to mingle, you need to have fun. Stay positive. The most important thing when you're out there dating is to have fun. It doesn't need to be so serious. And I have been feeling, just so you all know, I feel like the rest of this year, I really feel strongly that there's going to be a lot of soul connections. I feel like we're going to go through another bout of people connecting with their soulmates. And you have multiple soulmates, so don't have your heart set on just one. You have tons of them, and one of them is going to be popping up into your reality before the end of the year. So you have that to look forward to. It's coming. Finances. I feel some of you are going to have experienced like some sort of confusion around money. So to me, it kind of feels like maybe somebody owed you money and they say they're going to pay you on Friday and then they never pay you on Friday, or maybe you were promised a bonus at work and then you don't get the bonus, but somebody else gets the bonus, or I don't know. It's some sort of weird confusion surrounding money. It may even with your bank. Others I feel will be paying off debt and maybe sharing with less fortunate people around them. I do feel like financially things will be on an even keel, like not too bad, not too good, just kind of right. And I do feel like if you have a little bit of extra money, again, if you're sharing and helping out with less people that aren't as fortunate as yourselves, I also feel like you need to tuck some money away into savings because you never know when you're going to need it. So be responsible about it as well. Under health, I kind of feel like the biggest culprit this week is going to be the feeling of anxiety. And it's going to show up in different ways for different people. I just feel like it's going to trigger us all in some sort of way. Some of us, I think, will experience it just like out of the blue. All of a sudden, you're just having anxiety and like some heart palpitations, and you're like, I'm not even freaking out about anything. I don't understand why. It's just the energy that's happening. Others will have things to be freaking out about. You're going to be worrying about money. You're going to be worrying about work. You're going to be worrying and worrying and worrying and worrying. So my advice for you is pay attention to what you're thinking and feeling. I do feel some of you within the health department are going to stumble across some new health information, and will probably start on a new like preventative care maintenance thing for yourself. So whether that looks like exercise, diet, lotions, potions, whatever, something new that you're going to be starting. And then there's some of us that I feel are going to be, we're kind of in the summertime vibes, feeling good. And I feel like, some of us are going to find ourselves out there, maybe going on a little bit of a bender, maybe having a little bit too much beer, maybe a little bit too much wine. We're feeling good. We're celebrating. It's summertime. I would just advise, make sure you're having a good time responsibly, and Uber, Lyft, whatever, and don't get completely hammered and swim either. Okay, so that's just my advice for all of you out there for that. Spirituality. I feel like some of you are going to find yourselves sitting in silence, and do it, please. I think it's important to be still and sit with yourself. Figure out what you're thinking and feeling. It's super important. So take that time. Others, I feel, will be checking out new places of worship. So, that could be a good time as well. That wraps up this week's predictions. I hope everyone has a great week ahead. I feel like it's going to be an interesting week with anxieties wrapped with new beginnings. So that should be fun. Let's see if I can get any messages from crossed over loved ones. I've been trying for the last hour or so to see if anybody wanted to come talk to me, and I feel like there's just nobody that really wants to come talk to me tonight. So let me see. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have anybody coming through. I think it might be me more than the spirits. I feel like I've got a little block myself this evening. I've got a little bit of a head thing going on, and I feel like there's new energies coming in. So, let's keep our fingers crossed for next week. Really quickly, before I take the caller, let's do a quick moment of Zen. I want to help shift some of the negative energies that you've been stuck in so that, you can tap into this week's energy of the fresh starts, the new beginnings, and hopefully help ease whatever anxious energies that are coming our way this week. So if you close your eyes, open your palms, just tell yourself you're open to receive, maybe take a couple of deep breaths in and out. And I'll just send you some energy and ask your guides to give you a little boost as well. All right. You can open your eyes. And let's see. My caller today is Krista in Santa Fe, New Mexico. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. So how can I help you this evening?
I just want to know what direction I should move in. I have an opportunity to move out of state, and I'm just wondering if I should take it. And I'm just still... I've been struggling with depression a lot and, panic attacks. My kids and I have been through a lot in the last couple of months. Our grandmother passed, who were really close to me. So, just trying to figure out what direction to go.
Yeah, I definitely feel like you have a lot of forward movement coming your way, and that there's a lot of changes, and they're all positive changes. And I do feel like it's almost changes that you could celebrate, if not an actual celebration you might have coming up. But as far as the move, is it connected to work, like you getting a new job?
I do have opportunities to work for my mother's business. So, I mean, I guess you could kind of say that.
Okay. Is the job connected to the move?
Yeah, I guess because she's wanting to train me because it's her business.
So to me, I feel like the opportunity for you to actually move out of state, I know it feels a little scary, but I feel like it would it would be a really good thing. I feel like you need a complete change of scenery. I feel like you've been stuck for a while where you are, and I just feel like even where you're living, because you've had these bouts of depression, and I just feel like the energy in your home is thick. Like it just feels thick. It feels heavy. And I feel like you and your kids could use a really good change of pace. I do feel, I feel like you working with your mom will have, I feel like it could be a positive and a negative, right? So the positive side of it is I feel like you're going to be stable. You can depend on, you're financially, you'll be in an upswing. It'll be a good thing for you. And again, I think it's going to be able for you to get out of Santa Fe and move to a new place.
I actually currently my permanent residence is in Texas, but I'm here visiting her. So.
Okay. So you're moving from Texas to Santa Fe. I think you should do it.
Actually, I'd be moving to actual Florida from Texas. So she has two houses.
To do what?
She has two houses. We're actually at the Santa Fe house, where I would be moving from my Texas house to the Florida.
Wherever you move, honestly, you could move to Santa Fe and you would be fine. You could move to Florida and you could be fine. Wherever you are now, I feel like is where you've got to get out of. To me, wherever you're living now and your surroundings, I just feel like is keeping you more stuck in the old. It's just... the old, it's like all your past, and I just feel like you really got to just take the opportunity. I know it's scary, but you're going to be fine.
Mhm.
And I feel like even with your mom, I feel like that would be a really good stepping stone for you to end up doing your own thing as well. Like, I don't know that you'll be under your mom's wings forever. I feel like it's a good stepping stone for you to make this change that I feel like you desperately need. And I feel like your kids really need it too. Is there drama with Dad?
I'm sorry?
Is there drama with their dad?
Yes, there is drama with their dad. Their dad is incarcerated.
Yeah, you gotta get out of there.
Yeah.
You gotta get out of there.
Yeah, he's in a Texas prison, and I mean I have no contact with him at all. And he's really, hurt my girls and I. And
yeah.
I'm still working on my relationship with my oldest daughter. She was hurt, and she's actually going to be moving with me. So that's the time for us to work on our relationship.
I feel like, again, it's going to be a really positive thing for all of you. And I mean, I feel like he's incarcerated for a while, but I do feel like at some point he's going to get out. And to me, I feel like it would be better if there was distance to make it more difficult for him to immerse himself again into your lives.
Well, they gave him 2 life sentences, no parole. So, I mean, we hope that doesn't happen, with him ever getting out, but he's a bad person.
You said he got 2 life sentences? Ooh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a way for him to immerse. I just feel like you've got to be away from him, and there's a way for him to immerse himself into your lives again if you're there.
Yeah. Oh, I understand. Okay. And I've been very depressed about my grandma passing because my grandma and I were very close. And I kind of wonder too if she's around me.
What is your grandma's name?
Her name is Dolores Hatfield. She just passed away in April.
Yeah, I don't feel like she's around a lot, okay? Because she's newly crossed over, it's still very difficult. But she is aware, so she knows when you're feeling and thinking about her and trying to connect with her. She knows that and she senses it and she feels it, but she's not able to yet really be around. Now, I feel like she was around right shortly after she passed. I feel like she hung around for a while.
Yeah.
And did you actually experience something during that time? Because I feel like you might have sensed or felt or maybe
I can sometimes I can pick up on things like I'll find pennies with dates on them, or I'll just get a sense that someone is around.
To me it feels like what it was, the way she communicated during that time was cold spots. I feel like it was cold or chills or goosebumps. Okay. Yeah, so she was hanging around, and I do feel the connection, and I feel like she's going to be, I feel like she'll probably pop up right about the same time next year in April. I feel like she's got to go through some healing. She was a really good woman, but I feel like she had a lot of emotional things that she really needs to let go of.
Yes. Yes, she did. And we've got a lot going on with feuding our family because on her estate, and my mom and my aunt aren't getting along. We've got a lot of lot going on. Yeah,
okay. Okay, go ahead. What were you going to ask me? I'm sorry. I got information.
No, it's okay. I was just explaining we've had a lot going on with, like, feuding between my aunt and my mom over my grandma's estate.
Over your grandma's stuff, right? Like, she
Yeah,
had,
yeah.
I feel like she had all kinds of stuff. Like, I feel like she really, not like a pack rat, but I feel like she had stuff like way back, like history stuff. Like, she's got old jewelry, she's got even like furniture pieces and stuff that, look, it's material stuff. Like, I feel like they'll get over it. I do feel like they'll get over it, but I don't think it's going to be until like December. So it may actually end up getting a little worse before it gets better.
Okay. Thank you. Also, can I ask another question? Or,
yeah. You have 60 seconds.
My oldest daughter, she's going through a lot. She's suffering with depression. She's 13. And I just kind of need to know, maybe what is the best way to handle that? She's been through so much.
Yeah, she has a really, really low self-esteem. I feel like you probably need to get some professional help for her. I do feel like I'm not a big proponent on antidepressants and drugs, but I feel like she needs some professional help and have somebody to talk to outside of the family where she can really open up, because I feel like she's experienced some traumas that she hasn't shared with you. I feel like there's trauma there.